Hello and welcome back to my Hangar. This is another short Hangar video. There was another Hangar patch update today. This one's 12.2. This one is mainly bug fixes. Even though it is mainly bug fixes, the patch size was about a 7.5 gig download. I think the reason this seems to be is because the way the patcher works, rather than actually downloading like diff files to update the pack files, is any of the files that are changed within the huge pack files, which is the archives containing the essential individual files, you have to download everything again. And some of the texture files are like 1 gig a piece. This is probably the main reason why you always seem to download that much more. I mean, after downloading the 7.5 gig, my install folder is about 13.2 gig. Before this patch, it was I'm sure it was about 12.5, just 12 3/4 gig. So it's only added a little bit, even though it downloaded 7.5 gig. But anyway, basically, I'm just going to go over some of the fixes in the patch notes, and go over some of the changes and maybe a couple of bits of Star Citizen news that's happened this week. But first thing you'll notice in the deluxe hangar is they've moved the helmet pad to up here in the middle. I don't know why they moved it from over to the left, maybe so that people don't miss it, if for some reason people did miss it. They also added an animation when you take the helmet on and off. I've got it on at the moment, so if I hit the use button on the stand, you'll see me take the helmet off. You see? Take it off and put it back on the stand. And then, we'll stick it back on. I mean, before, when you put the helmet on, you couldn't take it off. It was on, but now you can actually take it on and off. Most of the fixes, they are fixes for the Vandal Swarm. There are some for the hangar. One of them that is most noticeable to me, and hopefully some other viewers that looked at my last Freelancer video and making comments about the lighting. One of the fixes in this patch is for AMD, AMD systems and AMD graphics cards. I'm guessing when they say AMD, AMD systems, they're referring to GPUs and processors, or both. I'm not sure. I know that before, every time I used to come into the hangar, I used to have to pop up the gamma command to bring it up a little, and also the R_deferred something or another to make the lighting work for the AMD. I've not had to do that since this patch, so I guess that is something nice that they fixed. Other than that, they fixed so many animations, like the helmet animation, as I said. They've improved some of the other animations, like if we go and look over here, in the 300i, before, when you got into this ship to enter the hangar, there was no animation when you got in the chair. They said they've added that. I've not looked at that yet, so let's go and have a look at how that looks. Let's have a look, shall we? Dum-de-dum, dum-de-dum, diddly-dum-de-dum. So yeah, because that... Oh, yeah, because when we did it before, when we came over before, the chair was already facing this way, so they've added that animation, where the chair spins there. It's good for them to add that, It should definitely have been there already. Arena Commander. A couple of things I will mention while I'm sitting here at this menu. They changed. Now they changed by default. When you're in any cockpit seat for the Arena Commander, you got this look mode, and just like the hollow table over there, you have to press tab to bring the pointer up to choose the options. As you see, it's still not multiplayer yet, but there was some news today. With this patch today, they also started the multiplayer rollout for backers. Today they invited 250 people, which weren't based on citizen number. The first 250 people were people that would specially chosen, people that have submitted a lot of feedback for the hangar module and things like that. They also said, well, on an interview on the base radio last night with Ben Lesnick and James Pugh, Ben Lesnick said on there last night that they was going to have this 250 player rollout with this patch when it launched this week, and next week when they plan on putting in another 1,000, and that 1,000 will be the first 1,000 people citizen numbers, and from there, they'll slowly ramp up as stability, as their stability. I mean, me personally, my backer number is 42,300 18. So I'm not low, but I'm a lot lower than, you know, a lot of the other people that I know, people from the orgs that I'm around, people that I stream with, people that I do the Starcast podcast with. Most of them are a lot higher than that. You know, I was well, I wouldn't say I wasn't one of the original backers. I mean, I backed back in October 2012, and I backed originally on the RSI website just before the Kickstarter kicked off. But I wasn't early enough, obviously, to get a golden ticket or anything like that. But it was just before the Kickstarter, which is why I have, you know, like a low number that I do. But one thing I will say, just while I'm here, because this is just going to be a Hangar patch update rather than any gameplay, is I just go. There's a couple of the Arena Commander fixes that have irked me a little bit that they did fix here. One of them is the actual death. It's sometimes a lot of times when you blow up the Vandal scythes in Arena Commander, in the Vandal Swarm, you get a message on the screen saying that the Vandal has committed suicide. That's something that they changed now. They don't actually change that, and it happens when you shoot them with a missile. They don't do that anymore. They've also added, as you see here, under the bindings, they've added an option to invert the actual flight mouse and the controllers. So if you actually wanted to play it with proper flight controls and invert it, you actually can now. Which I'm sure is something that a lot of people would like. They've also changed some of the option bindings. If you look here for the patch notes specifically say for the X52. So if you switch through some of them, you'll see, you know, the actual X55 here. We've got the different joysticks. I mean, the patch notes actually says added expanded X52 mapping, but if I flick through them, there is no. It doesn't show X52. It only shows X55. So I'm not sure if that's what they meant, or I don't know. But they also fixed the crashes. Sometimes when you finish a round in the Arena Commander, it would randomly crash the game and black screen. That's something that they actually fixed, so that's good to see. And as I said before, the 300i seat animations have been improved and added. So as you see here, when we get up, we see better animations as he gets out. Here we go. We got improved thruster animations and hollow ship destruction animations as well, which is obviously in the Vandal Swarm. And also another one which a lot of people were using. Well, I don't know, say exploiting, but a lot of people were using this when you actually ejected during the Vandal Swarm. It didn't actually count as a death, so to say. You normally, if you play the game, you basically, when your ship gets blown up 3 times, you know, the game ends and you have to start again. But if you ejected out of the ship rather than let it get blown up, you didn't actually lose a life. So technically, if you could sit there and fly around in your spaceship, when you're getting pretty banged up and you know you're about to die, you can just unload as many of your missiles as you can, take out as many people as you can, and just eject. Then you'll respawn in a new ship, and you wouldn't have technically lost a life, and you just carry on from where you were. So I'm sure some people that were, you know, not as pro pilots as some others may have used that to try. Been using that kind of thing to try to get to wave 15 and get it to loop. I mean, that's changed now, so when you actually eject, it does count towards a player death. We did also hit the $46 million stretch goal today, which I think the stretch goal reward for 46 million was the updated scanner software. You can see information in the letter from the chairman over on the Robert Space Industries site. I'm not going to go through reading any of that stuff here. That's not what I really want to be doing with these videos, but that's something you can actually go read over there. And the winner of the poll for the last stretch goal, which was basically to let the backers decide what was going to be the next commercial that comes up after the 2 that they're working on. They said they're working on the Constellation commercial, which is this beautiful ship here, which is still my favorite ship. They're working on this commercial and one for the Cutlass, which is down the end there, which I'll point out when I head down there. And they had a poll up with a number of ships, backers decide which ship to be the one for the next commercial after those two, and the winner was the Retaliator, which I do have when I actually put it into the bank. It's like a long distance bomber or missile boat, basically for fighting capital ships. Is, I believe, it's what its intended main goal. Talking about the constellation for a second, there's also been some images that Sandy Gardner's posted up of the luxury constellation variant rework, and holy jizz-muffing, that damn thing looks good. I mean, I never expected what variants to get with a constellation. I pretty much expected them to be, well, I guess technically I expected them to be 2 or 3 like some of the other ships. You know, you get a military one, maybe an exploration one, a trading one. But they kind of totally blew it out of the water and surprised everyone by posting these pictures, which everybody was thinking was an 890 jump, because of how it looked. It was like a luxury, you know, a luxury ship interior, and everyone was thinking it was the jump until it was kind of announced, no, that's not the jump, and it was kind of said it was the luxury constellation, and it's like, holy crap, if that's the luxury constellation, I got a feeling I might need one. I mean, I've always wanted to either deck my constellation out variant-wise as either my exploration ship or a military ship, one of the two. I'm not sure specifically which focus I was going to go on. It was all going to depend on whatever ships I had in my hangar at the time, and you know what I kind of needed a bit more of, because I know I want to try and do a bit of everything in game. I mean, the combat is definitely what I'm drawn to the most, but you know, of course, with the type of game Star Citizen is, you can be everything, you can do everything. You know, I'm going to want to explore, I'm going to want to do some space trucking, and I mean, I've got a space truck ship, I've got my Banu Merchantman, which I'll have at some point, which is an absolutely huge space truck, and it looks absolutely gorgeous from the few concept art pictures we've seen. And exploration ships, I've not got any strict specific exploration ships yet. I mean, the Dur that I have is an exploration ship, but technically I'm not. I wasn't going to keep that. I haven't been intended on keeping the Dur. The only ones of these free freelancers I've been intended on keeping is the Miss, mainly partly because it's limited edition, partly because of, geez, the amount of missiles you can carry on this thing are crazy huge. While I'm walking past the freelancers here, I just want to make a point about something. In the last video, when I uploaded it, I made that video after straight away after seeing the news about the variant types, downloading the patch and jumping right in. I didn't look at any videos, I didn't really look at any pictures or do any study, and yeah, I did. I foobarred the Miss and the Dur, Miss, the freelancer Dur, which is this one here. I got the models the wrong way around, and because of that, you know, as I listened to that video back after realizing this was after it was published on YouTube, I'm thinking, hang on, I think it was one of the guys in the comments, I forget his name at the moment, but I did put it in an overlay on that video. He made a comment like, you know, stating, hey, you got the two variants the wrong way around. And when I thought about it and looked it back, I'm thinking, hang on, there's quite a few questions I had about these two specific ships, the Dur and the Mist, that I was unsure of. And you know, like these things here that look like huge rocket bays, and I'm thinking, what could they be for? Because I thought this was originally thought this was the Mist, and like now it made a lot more sense, because you know, the Dur has got extended sensors, bigger fuel tanks, so the extra fuel tanks, you know, maybe that could well be what's on the top there. And yeah, I mean, I did think about you know, redoing the audio, the part of the audio in those video the next day, but then I realized there's no point, because the video had been up on YouTube for about 12 hours by that point, you know, and by that point as well, the video had also hit about 400 or 500 views. I mean, you know, I've been uploading videos to YouTube for a few years now, but not doing them, well, I wouldn't say doing it professionally. It's obviously a hobby like a lot of YouTubers. I'm not doing it to try to make money out of it. I'm just doing it because of my love of the game and love of the games that I play. And you know, I'm not not got a big number of subscribers. I mean, I've been hovering between like 30 and 45 or so for, you know, the last 5-6 months, and you know, most of the videos I upload, depending on the game, some videos get like 20-30 views. I mean, over the first month, you know, the Star Citizens videos and some of my older World of Warcraft Brawlers Guild videos, you know, get the most views, and most of my Star Citizens Hangar videos will either get a couple of hundred views. Some of them over the few months may get a couple of thousand, but this particular video about the freelancer variants, I mean, I had like 500 views in the first like 5-6 hours, and that was pretty great, and it was one of the fastest growing videos for views that I've done for Star Citizen or any game, to come to that matter. And so I thought, there's no way I really wanted to republish it. You know, we all make mistakes. I just wanted to, hey, I put annotations over the video, admitted my mistake, and figured I'll just move on. And I did gain about 20 subscribers after uploading that video, and all of the new subscribers that have come, that have kind of subbed, thank you for that. You know, I like to stretch out. You know, I'd love to branch out, get to more people, but I'm not the sort of person that does a lot of self-promotion. You know, some of the people here that I know that know me from Starcast and other things, and my Twitch stream, which I just try to stream something, you know, 3-4 times a week, as long as, depending on my work schedule. I just do it for the fun of it, and you know, to get people subbing to me is. It's definitely a good thing. I love that. I love and appreciate that, and the nice comments. Even, I mean, I was quite surprised really. I did expect to see a lot of hate in the comments about my total screw up with the ships, but it wasn't. It was just, you know, it just shows what a great community a lot of the Star Citizen people have brought up. But yeah, so yeah, this is the Max, and as I said earlier, this is the Cutlass, which is the second ship to get it. The second new ship to get a upcoming commercial. So after the freelancer, after the Constellation commercial and variants, which is what we're likely going to get next, the Cutlass variant and commercial is after that. And I'll just walk down here again a little bit, just for, and this is the miss. I did sell my package and rebuy this. Probably, you may know this. Anyone that did see the last video, they are the other way around. When I bought the variants, I bought the Miss first, and the Miss was the first one down the far end there to the hangar. Because what I did is, my main freelancer, I actually upgraded it to the package through the store. And when I realised that when you purchased the full package rather than upgrade, you got the UEE coat, which is the coat based on, you know, the Firefly, the coat, brown coat from the main character wears in Firefly. The character name whose name skips my memory at the moment, and that's quite embarrassing because I'm a huge Firefly fan. But yeah, when you bought the package, you got the coat. But if you just had the package as an upgrade, you didn't get the coat, and you had to buy it for an extra $5. So I melted my upgraded package, and I bought the package outright just so that I could get the coat. You know, and that's why, if anyone did notice, the Miss and the Dur have switched places. So now the two TNGS ships have gone from the hangar. The rest of the ships here, they've all gone back to their usual positions, and the hangar's gone back to its normal size. One other thing I will say here, just before getting off here and just getting this rendered up quickly, just to get this out there before I sleep, is, you know, I'm eagerly waiting for the multiplayer, and as soon as it does come out, I do intend probably streaming quite a bit. I don't know how long. I mean, it'll take before I, you know, maybe want to get bored and take a bit of a break for it. It depends how long they take to roll out a few more upgrades. I mean, as the upgrade patches come along for the Arena Commander, they'll add more things. I mean, at the moment, I believe the patch that's gone out and the gameplay at the moment is just Battle Royale, which is like basically like just deathmatch. There's no teams, no squads. What I'm looking forward to is like squad deathmatch and like the private matches where I can invite people, you know, invite your friends in and just dogfight together, whether it be deathmatch one-on-one, you know, all together shooting each other, or invite some friends as a squad and have a private match versus, you know, other private squads. So for things like that, within organisations, you could use that as perfect, like dogfighting practice. Get small squads of players together and you know, dogfight each other just to practice skills, work on teamwork, things like that. I mean, that'll be something I'm definitely looking forward to, and I'll be doing a lot of that when it's available. Also, probably be doing some more Arena Commander footage and YouTube video. I've been wanting to try out some of the voice attack stuff a little bit just to see how I'd get on with it. I don't know. I don't see myself using it permanently as a permanent thing, but just for some of the more obscure things, I wouldn't mind having it there. Like when we're able to sit there and move power between systems, you know, it'd be a hell of a lot easier in the Arena Commander just to have a voice command, you know, like something like full power to shields, or full power to thrusters, you know, something like that. Just to have to go through that tabbed menu to kind of change the where the differentiate where the power's going, rather than if I think about it, if I'm flying around, I've got people chasing me in multiplayer, my shields are getting pretty beat up at the back. The last thing I want to do while I'm still flying, trying to evade someone, is have to mess around with this UI HUD to try to divert more power to my rear shields, things like that. So if you can do things like that as a voice command, that would be excellent. I mean, auto maneuvering, everything like that, the combat would just carry on doing it with the mouse and keyboard, or a HOTAS if I ever do get one. But we'll see. I'm probably going to play with that some, and but that's about all I'm going to do for now. You know, if you enjoy, there's going to be a lot more Star Citizen videos as time goes on, and as you can see around my channel, I do a lot of videos on a lot of very different things. I play a lot of variety of games. I do play quite a lot of early access games, a lot of arcade games. Big fan of FPSs, things like that. You know, so if you like what you see, subscribe. If you want to check me out sometime live on Twitter, you know, the link will be in the about section or in below if I actually remember to put it, but it's just twitch.tv/bod699. As I said, I normally stream anywhere between 2 to 5 times a week, depends on my schedule. I mean, I've got the next 3 days off work, so I do plan on streaming a little bit of something each day for the next 2 or 3 days, and what we will decide as time goes by. I mean, I'll decide tomorrow what I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'll see if there's anything new out I really want to play. If not, maybe some Arena Commander or something, you know. I don't know. We'll see. I've been rambling on a bit too long here. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'm just going to log out with this view of this beautiful 350R. Oh, look at the shine. Look at the shine on that. And I do like to come back to the back here just to look at the twin engines on the back here. Oh, that's so sexy. Thank you for watching, people. I'll see you another time. Bye bye.